Smash that limiter!
Okay. Hello, Spliffy. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? How are all our rev heads out there? Our wonderful,
Yeah.
marvelous, magnificent rev heads out there.
That's it. How is everybody? How is Ray and Trader and anyone else watching? Anyone else in the future watching?
We all love you.
Oh, that's good to see, Trader. So you are Revhead. You're a hoon. Oh, Wazdog's not watching.
Wazdog not watching doesn't mean he's not listening.
Just means he's lurking. He's lurking.
He's just lurking.
Not
participating in the chat whatsoever.
Yeah, just can't handle it.
Hear me cry.
Oh, what a day. So you're probably wondering why we're doing it early this week, and the reason why is because, it's just life shit. We had to move it forward.
Just got to work around life.
Yeah, that's it. We have our lives ahead of us, and we got to make sure that we keep on living. Oh my god! All right, on that tangent, have you seen the hype around the new Starfield? Starfield?
No.
Starfield? The Star Citizen. I don't know. No, Starfield. I think it is. The Bethesda one.
I haven't. I haven't seen all that's right. I have not seen all the hype behind Starfield.
So in Starfield, you can build your own spaceship.
Oh, like from scratch, similar to Space Engineers?
Yeah, similar space. Well, obviously you buy components and whatnot, and then you can build it and whatnot.
Okay, that does sound pretty cool. I do love sci-fi.
Yeah, so like you can get a ship like this fucking thing. Here we go.
Is it big?
Oh yeah, it's big. It's a full size.
That's
ship.
all that matters.
Yeah. So it's something like that, and I did something weird. Hang on.
What have you done?
I don't know. Everything froze. So a ship like that, and yeah, and you can like change all the different components and stuff like that on it, and you can design it the way you want to do it throughout the game, which is pretty fucking cool.
When you say components, do you mean like you can build in an engineering room and an engine room and an armory, that sort of thing, or like
I think
capacitor to go faster, or painted red to go faster if you wish to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure cosmetics, you can like change all the cosmetics on it, and I reckon you can change the modules on it. You can probably customize the look of the ship as well. I reckon it's probably going to have like a base frame that you sort of work with, and then you sort of build everything around it.
That would make sense. I'm curious to see how it works, if it works at launch.
Oh, it probably will.
Oh, it will? Okay.
I reckon the game will. That's for sure. Hey, Stumpy, you're alive.
Hello, Stumpy. You're alive. Breathing. Check your pulse. What's your pulse?
Does your alarm actually get you up? No. Stumpy has dedication to this podcast, and I appreciate it.
Fucking incredible.
Stumpy, you're awesome. Thank you for your support. So I think there's a game that might. That's all right.
Dark mode.
There's nothing interesting going on. You could just lay your phone next to you and just have it on loudspeaker, or have your headphones in or whatever. That's what I would do if I was like that tired still. Just wake up.
Just you gotta allow yourself to stir, as my nan would say.
So we were just talking about Starfield and how you can change the cosmetics of your ship and stuff like that and customize it the way you want. And now we're going on a tangent that I think Halo Master Chief Collection is going to beat Skyrim on its replayability.
That's a really good question, isn't it?
I reckon it will.
Probably.
Because
I suppose.
So for those people who aren't really in the loop of gaming at the moment, basically Halo has just suddenly had like a massive surge of mod creation, and like Halo's always had mods. Like from the old Combat Evolved days, there's always been mods and stuff like that. But with the way computers are these days and how powerful they are, the mods these days are sophisticated to the point where you can have fucking Call of Duty zombies in it. Some clever motherfucker out there went and made a Call of Duty Zombies, like World at War, and incorporated it into a Halo Infinite gameplay through mods. Like
That's actually fucking incredible.
it has the Wonder Box and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like fully like has money system. The whole works. Everything that's in COD Zombies is in this Halo mod.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that?
That is fucking nice.
Yeah. And like me and you've played a few mods where they've changed like the firefight and
Yeah, so like my 13-year-old self is very happy right now with the firefight mods in particularly Halo Reach, because all the stuff I thought you could do from game launch in 2010, I must admit I was a bit disappointed because that you couldn't make a game in a map in Forge and then import that into Firefight. I thought that would have been awesome. But now here we are, 13 years later. Now we're able to actually see that come to fruition, and it is so nice.
it's so cool. And also like the fact that mod developers are now incorporating stuff like cross-platform. Like there's a new Halo 3 mod out where it changes the campaign and adds Halo 2, 1, and 4 and infinite fucking like enemies and weapons in it to change the cosmetics. So you like have a Halo CE Marine standing next to a Halo 2 Hell Jumper next to a Halo 3 ODST.
That's nuts.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And I've even seen one mod where they got a Halo 2 Scarab and made it function correctly in like Halo 3. which is fucked me because like see Halo 3 Scarabs were designed to be destroyable and like weak, where the Halo 2 Scarab it was actually an indestructible vehicle when they made the entity. And then obviously in the scene you see it blow up, but it's essentially the actual model itself is indestructible. And
pre-rendered destruction.
Yeah, so the fact that a mod developer was able to bring in the Scarab 2 and then create their own way to destroy and have their own animation and function to destroy the Scarab is pretty cool. These people, like, they're not creating things, like they're creating things from scratch. Like they have the base model and then they're incorporating their own animations and stuff like that. It's really, really cool.
They're making stuff that's like so much bigger than just editing a couple of things in the game, in the base game itself, and saying, "Look, I made a mod." It's so much bigger than that, and it is so exciting. I'm so excited for the future.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, and I'm hoping that Halo 3 does overtake Skyrim on its replayability. The reason why is Skyrim's replayability is only alive because of mods, just because it is. Mods keep that game still going, which is why there's heaps of people still playing Skyrim. But then Halo Master Chief Collection is starting to increase in that as well.
Yeah.
Like how many players are recurring in MCC?
Because I tried playing Skyrim. I really tried giving it a go, but if you throw me in a world and tell me that I have total freedom, I can go wherever I want, I get really confused and I just end up doing nothing. I get a really bad case of choice paralysis.
Yeah. So at the moment, there's an on-live player count of 7,295 players.
Which is insane to think about it.
Which is a lot. Like, okay, it's not a lot compared to, say, like, I don't know, Fortnite or any of those games. But when you think about a game that's over a decade-year old,
it's
that is
15
a lot.
years old.
Yeah, it's 15 years old. So the fact that many players are still playing to this day is impressive. Let's verse that against
I think
Skyrim.
I think mods are actually mods. I wonder if mods are going to become the new what shall we say? You know how Fortnite took over gaming by just simply making it free, and
Yeah.
everyone jumped on it, and now it's like one of the biggest games ever made. I think that mods are going to be the new frontier for player retainability. So if you just make a base game and just let your community go absolutely ballistic with it, I reckon that's going to be the new strategy to build a player base, similarly to just removing the price tag like Fortnite did.
Yeah.
Fortnite did.
Okay, how many players did I say for the Master Chief Collection?
7,000, 7,500 or something like that.
Guess what, Spliffy?
It's higher than Skyrim.
It's winning.
That's not surprising.
Okay, so the last 30 days there were 2,277.1 players playing Skyrim.
That is a big difference.
So yeah. Halo is winning on that battle, and I hope it continues going up and up and up and up because I love it.
I hope I actually read this comment. I do not remember where I read this comment, but essentially it was I love how the community has basically become the culmination of fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I know, right?
It has been that for probably this is basically being one of the it's like a slingshot effect that's built up over the last 10 years, and now that all of these tools are at the disposal of people who want to see Halo in a perfect vision, now that they have access to all these tools, we're seeing the aftermath or the outcome of that 10-year slingshot effect.
And like it will get even better with a lot of mod creation tools like Unreal Engine 5 as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Games are already starting to change over to Unreal Engine 5, even games that have been out for a while. And by the way, Stumpy, yeah, I agree with you. I think 42's alive still because of mods. Yeah, so the cool thing about a lot of people don't understand about it's funny, we're talking about engines. We're about to talk about engines, but it's not the engine in a car, which is like it's the engine that runs a program.
It's a cyclical topic, if you want to put in a pun there.
Yeah, pretty much. So, basically, let me put that volume down a bit. I keep blowing out the eardrums. So, pretty much, Unreal Engine 5 has this cool tool where basically you can replicate scenery. So you can hand build a scene, right? So say you hand build a rainforest, but a small section of the rainforest with like a downed log and running water and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So what you can do, you can copy and paste that and then put it, say this is where you build it and you want to put it like over there off screen, right? So you copy and paste and you put it over there. What's going to happen with all that space in between those two scenes, right?
Right.
So this is where the tool comes in.
Okay.
It will AI generate the terrain so it will match together and blend them together. That's
interesting. I'm curious to see if that goes absolutely bloody haywire or if it, behaves.
So far it's working quite well. A lot of people that have been playing around with Unreal Engine 5 have not found any issues with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoever programmed that did a really good job.
They spent a lot of money on that engine to get it running right. And like even the lighting and stuff like that with like the ray tracing and stuff like that.
I've seen the lighting. Well. It's incredible.
Yeah. Like I've seen some images that Ray has showed me, and like I swear it was a fucking photo. I'm not joking. Like Unreal Engine 5 has some really cool scenery. And it's just the way it allows to render and gets the computer like, let's get a picture up here of Unreal Engine 5 scenery. Like this one here.
Is this a photo I took or is this Unreal Engine 5?
Basically, look at that.
That's really nice.
Like, look at the texturing and the shadows. Like, it looks real. And that, all this is with Unreal Engine 5. Look at the fucking bushes.
Okay, that one is really convincing because the lighting and the shadow, the shading and the texture and
And
the way
that,
that the sky looks real.
so this is all computer generated. This is basically what like games will look like in our future.
Hopefully, they don't take too long to develop because I feel like that's one of the
It's
reasons why a lot of
it's
video games take a long time to develop.
well,
Is because
Unreal
of the
Engine
visuals.
5 is available. People can buy it and use it and already play with it. There's been heaps of mod developers that already started mucking around with it, especially those mod developers that get right into Satisfactory, because
Right.
Satisfactory has
Oh yeah.
changed over to Unreal Engine 5. So a lot of the mod devs and stuff like that have started sort of getting into that. So it's gonna be really cool to see all this happen. I'm really excited to see the future of gaming.
Oh yeah.
And even like graphics designers and stuff like that. I think that Unreal Engine can offer a lot to them as well. Like, could you imagine designing a car, for example, and using Unreal Engine to be able to sort of simulate the type of sceneries and stuff like that you want your car to be presented with?
Mm.
Like, you'd make a really nice looking car and sort of like design it to go in many different ecosystems and suit it.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
kind of
reckon
cool.
the Unreal Engine would actually have enough power under the hood, no pun intended, to be able to generate all the minor, what's the what do you say, the minor machinations of every single little instrument that is in the engine. It'll have the ability to store all the variables and change all the variables depending on outside sources, such as whether the weather's hot or cold. It'll be able to tell you, it'll be able to simulate pretty accurately how your engine and your fluids are all going to behave.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they all do it. I want to play a video. I'm gonna turn the sound off while we do it because obviously I don't want to
You don't upset the copyright
I
gods.
don't want the epithet upset the copyright people. Okay, so we're gonna play a demonstration video. This is kind of off tangent, by the way. Me and Spliffy did not plan this. It's just popped into our heads.
That you could say that about literally every
Yeah, this
we do.
podcast is not scripted.
No, we love the authenticity,
Look at
and
that.
also we're too busy to write a script.
Look how beautiful this forest is. Isn't it amazing the way the wind moves with it? The
Mm.
textures on the wood and the tree. That's really cool, isn't it?
Absolutely. I've actually heard that I think I remember who it is who told me that I just don't not sure if I can actually say their name. But they were explaining that the Unreal Engine 5 is just so efficient at running code that
This
you're
is
able
an
to actually
example of
render 4K.
this is an example of what the code looks like and how you get string it together to get the textures and the instructions that you want, which is really
That's
fucking
actually really
handy.
interesting tool. That'll actually allow what shall we say, beginners to get into the
Yep,
engine pretty quickly.
exactly. And that's the beauty about it. The thing is, like, writing code, like I'm not good at writing code. I
You just have to use your mind, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, this goes into that conversation we had a little while ago about AI and how, like, using Chat GTP will actually be used as a tool to help code writers
Right.
write. I think things like that will make it easier because instead of having to write the code, when this happens, this will happen, you just string a whole heap of things together and connect the dots, and then it does it. You know how much easier and time saving you're going to do at developing.
Yeah, it's like having a what shall we say, like a template for
Yeah,
individual elements of your video game.
exactly. Which makes me go into another tangent. Game developers, why do you keep fucking up? Like,
It's
They're literally making it easy for you. They're making your time like halved of how long it takes you to develop a game, and you still fuck it up.
Because I think the story is honestly like one of the big things that have been most affected by a lot of video games. I mean, I'm mostly referring to Halo because the Halo story has been completely perverted from where it should have been.
To the point that everyone's been fired from it, and basically the studio's closed. Essentially,
yeah.
343 is dead. Like,
yeah,
it's dead. Yeah, Microsoft's like, fuck you.
yeah.
And they deserved it.
What I wouldn't mind doing one day, maybe in the next coming couple of years, I might actually go through and just rewrite Halo 4 through to Halo, basically all the Halos from Halo 4 all the way to 9. Fan theory rather than fan service.
I don't know, man. Master Cheeks. Yes, trade is correct. Ark Survival Evolved is getting re-released on Unreal Engine 5, and I'm actually looking forward to that.
That would give it a fresh coat of paint.
Oh, mate, it will make it look so... Because Ark was already an extremely heavy picture game. Like, it...
Yeah.
My computers can't run Ark. For it. It crashes them.
Yeah.
Which makes it weird, because I can run the forest... all right, like it can play. I get some frame rates enough to the point where I can sort of do something. But Ark, I can't play it at all. It just doesn't even run.
I think that comes down to the quality of the code, because you can make a really nice, like you can make two really pretty games run completely differently, purely depending on how the memory management code works.
That is true.
And that's the difference of crashing and not crashing.
Because I guess that's where GTA 5 has been so successful, is because GTA 5 runs really well on a lot of different like computers and stuff. And that also comes back into replayability and mod teams and stuff. Have you heard of the Australian server for the GTA 5?
There is an Australian server for GTA 5?
There is. So it's a mod where basically it's role-playing. And you have to sign up to this server and be a part of it. You got to agree to their rules and whatnot. It's just simple things, no griefing, all that sort of stuff. You got to play the player. So you create a character. You go into this world. The world is set in Australia, so they're all Australian cars, which I like. Right, it's Australian cop cars or Highway Patrol New South Wales cop cars. You can be a police officer, and you can apply to become a police officer, where you have to actually go through an interview and training in game. And then when you become a cop, you actually got to clock on and clock off, and the whole works.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, I think. You can also apply to be an ambo, a mailman, a bus driver.
I'd be a bus driver and just do drifts around corners.
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
Am I doing it right? Get banned.
But yeah, like, it's funny. Like, a guy was telling me about it. Sorry. A guy was telling me about it, and was telling me, like, he basically, like, was in a store.
Yeah.
And he was just like talking to another player, and it was like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And then this random dude runs into the store holding a weed pot plant.
As you do.
So he's holding this fucking pot plant that's of weed.
Yeah.
And he walks in the door, and then this guy comes around and turns around and is like, and the other guy's like, what are you doing? And he's like, shh, acts normal. And then next minute, like two coppers come into the fucking store, and we're like, what's going on here? and then the guy holding the purpose like, I found this. I'm here to return it.
The sheer audacity of him saying "act normally" is probably the cherry on top in that situation.
Yeah, so like this weed pot plant, he was just holding it, and he didn't know what to do with it. I don't know why I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I just
But
keep
maybe because
yawning.
at the end of the day, you'll be.
It is. I'm fucking exhausted today. But anyway, so then the cops just murdered them.
Okay. Sounds about right, actually.
Sounds about right, doesn't it? He's got
Yeah.
weed. Kill him.
But I've sort of done a little bit of book reading about computer coding and computer system architecture. And there's there's different levels of computer code, and the further down or furthermore, which I don't want to say the word primitive, but the further down in programming language you use, that's closer to computer language or machine language and the assembler, the better your engine, better your game will run. I think if you just I think that's one of the reasons why Grand Theft Auto 5 has run so successfully for so long, because they're just really, really good programmers that are capable of using really complicated languages that are heavily they're very machine based languages. That's my theory anyway. So like assembly, for example, is that, which is as close to the assembler, like the code assembler that turns it to ones and zeros as you can get.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna pretend I know much about that sort of stuff. Although I will tell you this though, back in the day. So so we had a test, right?
Yeah.
And it was I can't remember what the fuck it was, but basically it was a education department test, and we had to log on to the EDU's website to then conduct this test.
The debt portal.
Yeah, the portal.
Yeah.
So I learnt about scripts and all that sort of stuff not that long prior. And I got onto the education department's website and activated the old F12 access to the scripts thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it turns out their IT department wasn't very imaginative on their passwords.
Yeah.
Guess what the password was?
Password.
EDU that year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got onto the script and I changed every second word to the word penis.
Oh.
And then when you clicked on like the answers, it would come up with a big ass cock. They closed down the test. We didn't have to do it. We had to do a written one.
Oh, how great is that? That's one way of getting out of homework.
This is a wild age. I did nothing of the sort. I don't know what you're talking about. You have no proof.
Yeah, I remember one of the first assignments we had to upload to the debt portal.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole thing didn't work, and as a result, I have an assignment that's about 10 years overdue.
Oh,
I think I'm getting an F on that.
I think you're getting a fail on that. I
think so. I think you're right about that.
It's like, have I actually talked about the story, what happened to me personally when it comes to cybercrime and all that sort of stuff?
No, you haven't said that. Yeah, I don't think you have made a mention of that. If you're comfortable about,
I don't give a shit.
No,
okay. This is okay. So I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but
that makes sense.
A few years ago, while I was still in university, I woke up one morning to find that I did not have access to any of my online systems, from Facebook to emails to university logins to banks to everything. So I thought I was attacked through cybercrime, which I was. Anyway, long story short, I found out that all my stuff through university was unenrolled, right? So they had unenrolled me out of my topics, which also led me to believe to figure out who actually did it and whatnot. Which we did. We did find out, and the police was involved, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, which is also why it is important these days to have like, I mean, I don't have one, but to have like VPNs and stuff like that, and have like higher security lockdown and all that sort of stuff. And Passwords aren't actually. This is the thing. This is the main point of my topic. Passwords are useless. Did you know that? And so is two-factor authentication is useless too.
I must admit, I'm not entirely sure about cybersecurity. It's not really my specialty.
Yeah.
But I've found that passwords have. I think I had a couple of times where someone managed to crack. I had a couple of people in like Brazil and America.
They don't crack your passwords. No one uses passwords to get into your system. In my case, yes, they did. Which is why it was really hard to fucking lock it down and whatnot, because I did actually have all my passwords. Yeah. But again, it was personal, so it wasn't like some guy from Nigeria or something like that. But so the way they do it is there's a whole heap of backdoor keys and stuff like that you can work around, and all the websites have this problem. Some are better than others. Facebook's probably the worst. Like, so you know all those spam emails you get in your inbox from people whose accounts have been hacked and whatnot?
Not really.
Those accounts that have worked around them and compromised them never use their passwords to get access to their accounts.
Right.
And same with like YouTube and Google. What they attack is the it's like the live key session. So if they can get hold of the key session while you're logged in, they can access your accounts regardless if your passwords are two-factor. It's like a workaround. It's like a backdoor for them.
Right.
And so when you're online and when you're doing codes and stuff like that, you sort of start to learn about all these sorts of things, which is good because you should learn about them, because if you know and understand how they work and how these people can exploit them, then you can protect yourself.
Yeah. I reckon it's a necessary thing to become more computer literate, not only just because it allows you to get around your computer a lot better or a lot more efficiently, but also keeps other people out when you don't want them to be in there.
When you have your online system taken away from you, like what happened with me, it's heart-wrenching and really like unsettling. It's your whole life is just gone. And people think that, oh, it's not, but it is. Everything is linked online. You lose all that. It takes years to recover, and some things you don't get back. Like there was a lot of old photos and stuff like that I didn't have backups of, that I had on my old Facebook account. I lost all of them. There were friends. There was a friend that I had for years and years and years. I was really close with her, and she lived in Melbourne, and we weren't like locally friends. It was kind of like a friendship, like you and I, Spliffy. And
long distance friendship.
Yeah, long distance friendship. And like I got really close with her, and her husband was like a lovely person. Unfortunately, he passed and whatnot. And I lost contact with her. I've never spoken to her ever since I lost all my accounts and whatnot. Because her accounts, because she was related to a very known person. Her profile was like really locked down, so I knew her name and I knew everything, but I couldn't find her because you go looking for her and she doesn't exist. Yeah, so people like that I lost contact with over the years. So folks, I highly recommend everybody listening and everyone out there to learn cybersecurity. You don't need to know codes or anything like that, but you definitely need to understand how people can basically compromise everything online.
So other than Starfield, just a sort of tangent, put on another tangent, sorry. Other than Starfield, what other games are you looking forward to?
I don't know. I really don't know. Starfield's probably the one that I've got my eggs in the basket for. I've already got the pre-download because it's free on Xbox Game Pass.
Oh yeah, of course it would be, wouldn't it?
Which is fucking awesome.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that scheme.
Do you ever find that the Xbox console is like really far behind the PCs?
No.
No.
No, the Xbox is like better than Ray's computer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so the current GPU's equivalent in the Xbox is probably on par with the 2080 Ti.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're powerful, man. The
Yeah.
thing the thing that holds back the Xbox is the software shit.
Software and capacity, I think, as well. How
Uh
many terabytes do you get with
one
the
terabyte.
1 terabyte? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not really
It's
a
got a
lot.
lot of RAM though. But I think it's got a lot of RAM. I'm pretty sure. How much RAM does the Xbox have? Let's have a look.
I would
Um
probably guess like 16 gigs, or would it be up to 32 nowadays? What is it? Um, uh, whoops.
uh,
I had a theory back in the day. You know how like you
yeah,
had
16
the
gigs, which
Xbox
is more than enough.
16 gigs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, it's more than enough.
I had a bit of a theory or a conspiracy theory from
Ooh,
back
I
in the
like
day.
conspiracy theories.
So I noticed a bit of a pattern between the Xbox and PlayStation.
Yep.
So I noticed that every single generation, they would alternate between who's leading in terms of what platform was better or
Mm,
perceived to be better. So they had the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, well, the original Xbox, and
yep.
everyone loved the PlayStation 2. And then the 360 and PS3 came out, and then after not very long, everyone I knew really enjoyed the Xbox 360, and not a lot of people I knew enjoyed
Yeah.
PlayStation 3. Then the Xbox One comes out, and the PlayStation 4 comes out, and everyone loves the PlayStation 4, and nobody really likes the Xbox One. I don't really know where it's up to now, but as far as I actually sort of don't really care.
So
I don't think.
I'm pretty sure the PS5 beats the Xbox in sales,
Yeah,
but the real kicker with the PS5 is got smaller storage.
right.
But the cool thing about the PS5 is that you can get an M.2 NVMe drive
Yep.
and plug it into the PlayStation.
Oh, we'll just plug it in as
Just
normal.
fucking plug it in. So they have two slots. So you got your main C drive slot, which obviously got your operating system and whatnot on it. You can
Yep.
take that out, clone it to a bigger drive,
Yeah.
and then put it in. And you can also get a bigger drive. I think it goes up to 4 terabytes. So you can get a 4 terabyte secondary drive and plug it in.
Far out.
Yeah. So that is really cool about the
That is
PS5.
cool.
The downside with the PS5 is cooling is shit. It does overheat. That design, that tower,
The enormous tower that looks really gross.
it was a bad design. It doesn't cool very effectively. In terms of hardware, it is actually not as capable as the Xbox Series X is. Because the way they do it, they have older technology that is then ramped up with software to scale it up. Therefore, it's not
Right.
natively 4K. Well, the
Yeah.
Xbox Series X is actually new gen stuff that is native 4K, so it doesn't have to use programs and software to basically upscale. But the downside with the Xbox Series X, honestly, the software is a problem. Their Windows console Windows that they use is just shit. And it's always been shit. And I don't know why they keep beating that dead horse. Because, put it this way, like, there's been people out there that have, like, kind of deleted the software and then used they kind of, like, hack the hardware to run on a normal computer. And they were able to get performance out of it that were, like, way better and way stronger and more faster than any of the benchmarks they can get on the standard Xbox software. So, you know, like, put it this way, like, because I've been an Xbox player since day dot, right?
Because of Halo, of
You know
course.
how many fucking times I have to restart the bloody thing because it froze on Netflix? Or like you click on an app and it goes, "Sorry, this is taking too long." And then it's like, really? This is like an $800 like gaming console and you can't even open Netflix. But yet,
Alright.
I can go on a game and have a full upscale ray tracing 4K native.
Well, that sounds
Fucking
like
runs mint when you get it running like that.
sounds more like Netflix is having a programming issue than
No,
it is
it's
the
all
operating
it's
system.
all applications when it does that. Yeah.
When it freezes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what
But
application
it
it is.
sounds like an application problem. Well, if it's all applications,
It's software.
but still.
It's the operating system that they use. It's just shit.
Okay.
I think it holds back the Xbox significantly, and I reckon the reason why it does is because that one operating system is the same operating system they even use still on the Xbox One.
Oh.
And I think that's where the problem lies. I think that when they
Yeah.
brought this series out, and man, they need to rename things. Like their naming system's stupid. But when they
Yes.
brought this series out, I honestly think they should have brought out a whole different new operating system designed specifically for that generation of Xbox.
Oh, maybe they can get on that.
I don't think they will because it's not cost effective for them, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Xbox is really powerful. It's just held back a lot.
Mm.
You can get cool things though. You can get an RGB lighting kit for it, which is cool.
Oh god, you and RGB lighting.
I like my lighting.
I feel like it is an absolute waste of energy for RGB lighting.
It is 100% a waste of energy, but I like it. So
I'd put that money into making the machine run better.
why not both?
But what if you don't have the budget for both?
Well, then make it run better, and then later down the track put the RGB in.
But that sounds like a lot of work, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather just make it work really, really good, and then really, really effectively, and then just not have to worry about it ever again.
Well, that's each to their own,
Yeah, and also like
At least
RGB requires like computing power to run
does.
properly. So that's computing power that takes away from your
it does.
tower.
It needs a dedicated controller and a dedicated power source, and it's more leads and more cable management. And yeah, it is a head
Oh
fuck.
god, it sounds like a nightmare.
Well,
Why do you do this to yourself?
Because I'm weird.
Yeah, evidently.
But it's just how things work. But at least now you can get stuff that doesn't have RGB. There's like a stealth line a lot of companies are coming out with.
Yes, I love non-RGB. I like my tower has the only light it has is the GPU, which just what shall we say, gradually increases in intensity on the color red, and then gradually decreases in intensity on the color red. And my CPU fan, which is just a solid white, and that's literally it. I don't want any RGB stuff. My RAM is no, forget about it. Don't want any. I don't want colorful RAM.
Yeah, I love colorful lights. My keyboard has like lighting everywhere. My mouse, I've got like lights around where my TV is, and then all our home is automated and whatnot. Sort of.
Oh god,
I love it.
There's actually a joke that I heard a while ago.
Yeah.
And it's essentially there are two types of tech enthusiasts. The first one hooks their entire house up to the internet so they can have smart home capabilities. The second has a printer and a gun next to said printer in case the printer makes the wrong fucking noise.
I like that. That's a pretty funny analogy.
I have a printer and it is not hooked up, and I have plenty of things to hit it with if it makes the wrong fucking noise.
What about all your audio tech though? You worried that your audio tech's going to come alive one day and listen to your conversations and sell it to Google?
Those are all passive op amplifiers, right? There's no Ethernet whatsoever. Even my audio interface isn't Ethernet. It's all just USB, which is not much better, but still, I'll take what I can get.
You know what I don't get is how people have those smart fridges. I think that's a little bit excessive.
What the fuck's the point of a smart fridge?
I don't know. I guess so they can like have Google at their fingertips while they're getting their food out of the fridge.
Why?
I don't know. It's a bit weird.
Hey Google, is my fridge running?
And then it plays.
Well, you better go catch it.
Yeah, that'd be funny if it did that.
Oh God! One day you will get a fridge that comes with legs, and it will run away at every opportunity.
Well, that like goes back into what we were talking about with the smart cars, like with how cars are hooked up to the internet and whatnot, and how like Tesla have their subscription system, and if they work
God.
out that you're not the original owner, they'll turn all the subscription systems off, and like it's just it's scary to think that we have no privacy in this day and age, and that everything is listening to us, and all this information is being fed and spread and paid for and swapped and exchanged by the millisecond, like the microsecond or whatever. What's a small microsecond? Yeah, it's that fucking quick. Like, I'm talking about all this stuff to you. I guarantee you, when I go on my phone after this, it'll start showing me fucking smart fridges.
I'll have a look at. I'm in the market for a smart fridge. I just give me a fridge with an air compressor and that. Give me a box with an air compressor and that will do it.
That would do it.
Me.
Did you ever used to make castles out of boxes when you were young?
No, I did make toothpaste to cure cancer when I was a kid, though.
What?
I'm not okay. Sorry, I have to do the sarcasm thing. You know how like you get the shampoo and you get the toothpaste and you get all the bar soap, and then you run outside with your siblings and you throw it all in an empty ice cream container and you fill it with water and you're like, look, I cured cancer.
No, I can't say I've done that, but I did used to get snails and make snail stew out of it and not eat it.
No, I never did that.
I did that. It was really weird. It was it would I was smart enough though as a kid not to eat that. Like,
yeah, you could have died.
Yeah, I have heard about those stories about the worms getting in the brains and eating them.
Yeah, it's like it attacks like your spine.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, it's an actual thing. It's an actual fucking thing.
Terrifying.
Yeah, a lot of people have
snails unless they're being cooked by the French.
Especially in Australia, ladies and gents. Yeah, there's a nematode that affects snails, and if you consume a snail or a slug and this nematode lives in that thing, unfortunately, it's a death sentence. You will die.
And you will not feel comfortable the entire time you're dying.
You will not. It eats your brain and you can't kill it. It's immune to a lot of the pesticides and whatnot. It's a nasty way to go. A few people have died from it in history of Australia. So, you guys are all freaking out over our snakes and spiders, but a bloody worm will kill you.
Wait till you meet our parasites.
Yeah, our parasites they'll make you rethink a lot of things. Because we also have the paralysis tick as well.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Yeah, in Northern Territory, and there's also parts in South Australia, thanks to stupid government errors. But basically,
that's just regular government errors.
Yeah, so basically, there's a specific type of tick, and it does cause paralysis in its host, and I think it causes paralysis because of some sort of pathogen it carries. But it can kill you. It kills dogs.
Is it a permanent paralysis or a temporary while it's attached paralysis?
I'm pretty sure if it's the late stages of the infection, it pretty much kills you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's permanent. It's pretty gnarly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a particular type of tick. Because we have quite a few species of ticks in Australia.
Doesn't surprise me in the least.
But there's this one particular tick that is actually pretty dangerous. And it's not like Lyme disease or anything like that people in the States are probably thinking of. No, this is the tick itself has like some sort of I can't remember. It's either a symbiotic relationship with a parasite that lives within it, or it's actually got chemical in its secretion of its saliva, which causes it. But essentially, it causes some issues, and yeah, you can die from it if untreated. If you catch it pretty easily, if you're smart enough and you caught it early, which I don't think anyone's died from in a long time, but you'll be fine. But yeah,
Yeah. I suggest you go see a doctor if you see a tick on you. Don't try to remove it yourself.
well, if you don't know what you're looking at, and depending where you are, yeah, definitely. If it was me, I'd just remove it,
Yeah.
and then because I know what the tick looks like, so.
Yeah. Is there like is there an effective way to remove it without a specific tool?
Yeah, there's
You
heaps of
just
ways
pull
to
it
remove.
out.
So you can use tweezers. If
Yep.
you use tweezers, you get to the head and you like
Yeah.
dig right, and you can pull it out that way. But the easiest
Yeah.
method is just like a lighter.
Oh, so they
Which
just
is-
fall off if you light them up.
Yeah, as soon as you burn the back of them, they just let go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've always just used tweezers.
Okay.
So yeah. Same with leeches. Leeches, I just use tweezers or just pull them off. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. I don't know how we got to this topic.
Yeah, we've gone on a few tangents this one.
This is what happens
Just a few.
when you're fucking tired and you're being so busy, like with work, and you just want to curl up in the bed and just go to sleep and just not worry about the world. And I hope everyone else is having fun, at least listening to us rant and rave about just random shit and facts. Hey, speaking of random shit and facts, what's the most dangerous animal you've ever come across?
Ooh. Most dangerous?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Probably. I don't know. I really haven't come into contact with a lot of animals, let alone dangerous animals.
That also includes insects, by the way.
Yeah, I figured as much. Even probably a redback spider, which is not.
I thought you would have at least come across a funnel web at some stage.
No, I haven't. Weirdly enough, even though sometimes my job constitutes getting underneath buildings,
yeah,
that's where I found the redback.
Yeah.
And there weren't any snakes, there weren't any funnel webs. Even in roofs of the many houses of that I've been in.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Most people's houses in their ceiling are actually surprisingly clean. Except for when there's a hole in the roof, which lets in dirt and dust. That's when it becomes really gross. I suppose,
because most of the time people's roofs are just full of cobwebs, and that's about it, really. Just insulation.
Yeah, cobwebs and leaves if they have a hole in. Just where the roof or the ceiling meets the wall. That's where leaves can get in.
Yeah.
But I haven't even really come across a huntsman in the roof, and they're the only spiders that really scare me.
Oh, really?
I think my fear is of huntsmen are drawn from their size.
Yeah.
I think that's predominantly where because I've come across white tips and redbacks and not been all that afraid of them. I think one of the main reasons that I'm so more afraid of huntsmen is because they can clear a long distance in not a lot of time at all.
Yeah,
they're really fast.
They are really fast when they want to go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, it's really hard for me because I have played with
really dangerous animals.
Really dangerous animals.
You don't own a really dangerous animal.
No, I just own a snake. She's not dangerous at all. She's pretty placid. She's just staring at me right now. No. See, okay. The most venomous snake I've handled is an eastern brown snake. I have not handled a taipan.
Ooh.
I have not handled a taipan, but I've handled eastern brown snakes. Do I want to handle a taipan? If I get more experience,
Do
yeah,
you-
definitely. But I reckon probably the most dangerous animal I've come across was that wild tiger shark.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense
Yeah.
because bull sharks are more aggressive than tiger sharks. I think if
Yeah,
I'm
bull
correct. Is that
sharks are
right?
territorial.
Oh,
Yeah, if
okay,
they feel that you're invading their territory, they'll go, yeah.
right.
You want to see snake, do you? I wonder if I can. Nah, I can't, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Everything's tied down. Um
Sorry, Stumpy.
Sorry, Stumpy. Nagini. I'll have to send you the pictures on Discord. Yeah, so there was that time in Nemea. Was it Nemea? No. It was in New Caledonia, which is the Pacific Islands, if any of you want to know. But basically, I was on a family holiday and was snorkeling. And I was snorkeling on the reef and I was looking at like lionfish and all sorts of like eels and sea snakes and all that sort of stuff. So yes, I swam with sea snakes, but don't worry, they're pretty. Yeah, they are really venomous, but they're actually really friendly. Um, and I saw what I thought was this giant fucking groper off in the distance, and so I thought, oh, I want to go and check this fella out. So I swim over to him, and it was a 2.5 meter fucking tiger shark.
Far out.
So like 2.5 meters not that big, but it's bigger than me. But
Bigger than me. That's what makes me
that's
scared.
it, yeah. So I swam up to it, and it was kind of like looking at me, like sussing on me, like wondering what I was doing. It like didn't look like it was gonna eat me or anything like that.
Well, evidently.
And so I ended up remembering because I had swum with a tiger shark and bull sharks prior to this, but in captivity, so they were pretty chill. But I was told that they don't really, they're actually more timid than you think they are, and they don't like to be approached. So I was thinking, well, I could do two things. One, I could hold my ground and then risk it getting intrigued by me and coming closer and potentially trying to see what I am with a bite. Because sharks are very curious and they bite, and that's how they sort of sense what you are. Or I could approach it and scare the shit out of it. So I approached and scared the shit out of it. So I went like up about, I think I got to about almost a meter to it, and
Oh wow.
I reached out like that, and then it fucking shat itself and just like took off like no tomorrow. So you wouldn't be able to do that to a great white shark. It would not run away. It would probably be a little bit more like, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, that's probably the most dangerous sort of situation I've been in. I've swum with like stingrays, and I've been with heaps of other species of sharks without any issues. I've never swum with a great white. And I've handled
No plans on it?
snakes. No, I'm not interested in it. It's just
Not interested in swimming with great whites?
It's just like it's just too easy to fuck up or
Oh,
be
okay.
wrong place, wrong time. Like
Yeah, okay.
I don't really care. Like I like them. They're interesting. They're cool. They're fascinating. The research on them is amazing. But they're like, I don't feel the need to jump in and annoy the shit out of it just because I want to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Same with snakes and stuff like that. Yeah, I've handled brown snakes, but there was usually a reason for doing it. It was either to like get them out of danger or to Oh, by the way, when I was talking about the story, I wasn't talking about the little baby brown snake that I picked up. It was I've handled a full grown adult.
Right.
Yeah, she was laying eggs and she was trying to attack us kids, so I grabbed her and moved her elsewhere. And then
Yeah,
another
you
bunch of
could
kids
go
came
there.
along. Yeah, and then another bunch of kids like came along and killed the thing. It's really upsetted me actually. But
Yeah, that's rough.
yeah, it was. people are stupid and uneducated. But yeah, so that's probably the most dangerous animal I've been around, I reckon. Like where I was just like, I don't know, this could go one way or the other. But yeah. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that ends our podcast. I hope you all had fun listening to our stories, listening to our rants and raves, and I hope you have a good night and evening, depending where you are in the world. And we'll see you the next time. We will have another guest on. We've just got to organize the logistics of things. Just try and see when we can get them on. You'll find out as it gets closer. Hopefully it'll be fun though, because they're going to share some real crazy stories that are all alleged. So
all of them are alleged.
All of them are alleged.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be some fun stories. I can give you I can give you a hint of one story that I was involved in. I'll give you a sneak peek. Imagine a bunch of guys tying a couch to the back of a car, going down a windy, hilly road.
Oh, God.
Anyway, until next time, have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.